All right, welcome to the February 3rd edition, our first edition of our morning live stream. And so we've been on for about, I guess, 30 minutes or so, just kind of looking at some charts, discussing what is going on, um, what's going on in the news, what's going on geopolitically. And so I have NVIDIA up now, and that was the most recent thing that we discussed. And we looked at it started from a monthly perspective. And I have drawn my fib from the August 1st monthly candle up to the November 1st high, or the November 1st candle high. And was just trying to get an idea of how much lower NVIDIA might go. And so uh, I think based on where we are, based on the position of the weekly stochastic and the 50 moving average on the weekly, and then also the fact that we found support at this 50 level and the 200 moving average so many times, that I don't think it's likely that we go too much lower here. But we did discuss the possibility of deeper levels. I think Natasha had 108 and I had 109 as potential levels. But looking at the chart, Natasha, um, what are your thoughts? I think we bounce here. I think it might be a dead cat bounce, but I think we bounce here and potentially close this gap. Remember, they
I think
report end of the month.
mhm, they do. My analysis here, outside of the chart, and so we for us to continue trading down, we need a catalyst for that. Because the chart is pretty clear. It says exactly what you just discussed. However, if Trump imposes tariffs, that will be the catalyst to get it below those levels.
So would it be? I know there's been some stuff going on um specifically about chips, not tariffs per se, but specifically about limiting the flow of chips to China for obvious reasons. And so, would it be more tariffs or would it be more action on the stuff that is specific to limiting chips to China?
I think it's twofold, actually. And the other thing that needs to be discussed, if you see the dollar is raging, and in markets where these companies, and it's not just specific to chip companies, um, in markets where they're selling, so the stronger the dollar, their revenues will come down from other countries as the dollar gets stronger. So that's going to also affect their bottom line, and I think that's a thing that people don't often think about. Um, and this is kind of why we have that fundamental versus technical, right? So fundamentally, the higher dollar is worse for our U.S. companies.
That's what I was saying in the chat last night is the dollar has been, let's look at Bitcoin real quick and then I'll come back to, we got 7 minutes before the market opens. I'll come back. And I talked about this, how Bitcoin just could not break this level. And so now I foresee, it looks like, and I've been saying 87K for, I don't know, at least 4 weeks. And now it looks like we have a pretty clear path to that. But the concern is if it does not get stopped there, um, we go to deeper levels. And what I see is that kind of below that 0.382 fib level, there's no resistance whatsoever until
Hmm.
maybe about 75. But hold on, you can talk about, I can go back to NVIDIA, or if you want me to pull up another chart, or if you want to pull up another chart, but I need to figure out how to get them to link to this stream. Um,
So I think that you're absolutely correct in that analysis. I would say is Bitcoin is that odd bird, right? So what I fully expect is that if we end up dropping below 89-ish, I think you're going to see widespread market panic. And I think we're going to see lots of other things come down with it that aren't crypto related.
Hmm. Okay, wait, repeat that. I just found the link. Say it again. Sorry.
So, no, no problem. What I was saying is that if we come below that 89, 88 level, um, I do think that you're going to see some panic because Bitcoin doesn't really correlate to much else outside of the miners and what have you. But I would expect to see large swings in Apple and big tech, basically. I would see, I don't know why it would happen because technically that's not what's supposed to happen. Um, but I would see widespread market panic if Bitcoin goes there, and I would expect to see massive drops across the market, and the deepest being in big tech.
So let's look at that because, ooh, see, I like this. I like this bounce off, and I just drew this fib on the 4 hour chart. Let me get rid of this other one. I just drew this fib on a 4 hour chart. And we got a exactly what I would expect, a hard bounce at the 86 level. And
Hmm.
so this is kind of promising. But again, if I throw that fib back up from the higher time frame and we go back to the higher time frame, there's really nothing stopping us from, in my opinion, and I've been saying this for weeks, from getting at least to 87. And if we get there, there's really no resistance below that until about 74. But to your point, in big tech, so some of it is in areas that I don't like to trade from, at these all-time highs, which I'm just not comfortable with. We've talked about it on some Wednesdays, how, yeah, I mean, I could see us getting a pump. I could see us continuing up from here, but at some point, we have to come down. And so now I'm looking at Apple. Apple has reported earnings. It would appear, based on that green E, that they made earnings. And I believe that's what I read.
They
But this
did.
is some pretty significant bearish divergence. And if we look at Google, okay. So I could see a put to Google, to or a put on Google down to, which is not enough range for me, the 21 moving average, which is at 196.53. But let me
Hmm.
see where I would draw my fib here, probably here. And make sure that's what I want to do.
Entirely possible we could see. I think it's entirely possible we could see 109 on Nvidia today.
Was that the chart that I just said? Mm, I don't know. We will see. I think it could definitely flash to 109. I moved my fib, so the levels have moved. I think we're already at 113. Um, we'll see. We'll see. We're already at this level. We're already at the 618 level.
But you know what's
We
interesting to me? And we have 2 minutes before market open.
nice.
What is interesting to me is that I thought we would see deeper retracement in BABA, because PDD. Woo, 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 woo.
I looked at that this morning and I actually don't. I think that, and I keep saying this, those stocks have been held down since his first presidency. And it's like at some point they have to rebound. And I think we started to see that rebound. I'm just peeking at some of my portfolios to see what I have open and to make sure that I get out in 60 seconds anything that I want to get out of.
Yep.
But let's go to a higher time frame. This is 20. Okay, that's 2024. Oh, I'm on a daily. Let's go to the monthly. This is October of 2020. You know, I think that he's been really I think that the first attack on China was the original statements about COVID. And I think that he's been really stern with China for the purpose of getting them to negotiate. I don't think that he takes a harder stance on here. And I think that he kind of holds or pauses on China here until they negotiate. I think they will negotiate. And I think that these stocks have to rebound. And I would say at least to a 50 fib level. And so on Baba, which is baby, that's Bay. It always has been my Chinese Amazon. I think it goes to 189. And
Over time, yeah, I can see that.
I don't know if there are any I don't know if there's anything fundamental to back that up, but just as far as the technicals go, what are all of those alerts? So you can now set alerts on. I gotta mute this or something. You can now set alerts on entire watch list. And so apparently a lot of stuff in one of these possibilities lists is hitting the 200 moving average, which is good. So let's go look at that list. This little stock I like. I don't know if there's anything else you want to talk about, but I like this little stock here because they are in such a unique niche.
And I'm not very familiar with
So
NYSZ.
my size, they have some type of technology. What in the world? I'm just pausing alerts. They have some type of technology that does like for your Amazon store, for example. Um, and also those sizing things that you see when you're ordering clothes online. Um,
Mm-hmm.
let's see. Let's look because I'm not being so accurate. But I couldn't find another company that competes. And so I think I've maybe called this once or twice as a nice penny stock. If I remember correctly, they do have options. But here is what they do. I'm going to go peek at some of my trades real quick. Okay, RXT is holding its own. Ooh.
Here's a Bitcoin bounce, but I mean, when you look at how how low it got,
It hit an 886 on some time frame last night.
I saw that.
All right, I'm still doing all right on Light Bar. Let's look at Light Bar. All right, so my size engages in the development of measurement technologies. That's a nice way to put it. Solutions for e-commerce, apparel, shipping, and parcel delivery. And so I was unable to find another company that did that specifically. And if you look at the trajectory of their revenue, I'm like, this has some promise at $1.92. Um, what else? Man, damn, the debt. Barely any debt. Of course, no net income yet, but when 1999. I like this little company. Like I said, I could not find another company in this niche, and that alone gives me reason to pay attention to it. But let's see what else is moving. This stock irritates me because it's like I think it's an OTC and it keeps on switching. Sometimes it's $40, which means that it's showing me the right, but it's Siemens. It's showing me the right ticker, and then when I get this 80,000 8,050, I'm like, no, they're looking at the foreign version of it. LDTC. So it looks like Ledar Tech is What? Perception solution. So this is autonomous driving, 3D models.
Okay.
Just trying to see what is moving. UMC is still the tiny little semiconductor company for whatever reason. Is still kind of holding its own. It's a lot of red. It's a lot of red.
A crap ton of red. um,
I'm not, you know what, too, though? I'm not so worried about it because if you think about it, how many times has this happened to us in the last 4 weeks? DeepSeek was not the
rinse,
first
repeat.
one, right? And so my perception of it is they get everybody all excited, they get the open interest up on call contracts, and then they drop it out of the range of possibility for ever getting in the money on those call contracts. They hold it at those levels till that monthly expires. And that's why you won't really see me buy at this point or beyond after January's monthly expiration. I'm not buying typically February's monthly expiration because I've seen them do this time and time again where they get everybody excited, they get everybody to buy calls, and then there's some impetus that drops it way out of the range of ever getting into the money in those calls. And then as soon as the next monthly contract expires, it starts to move up again. But I want to say this is about the fourth time that we've experienced this. One of them was DeepSeek, but then there was something the week before that, I think on a Thursday, that caused a huge drop in the market. And so that is
Mm-hmm.
why I'm a proponent of longer term contracts. Let's look at NVIDIA again. You probably know what NVIDIA is doing, but
Shit in the bed. Like, but I told Nvidia.
so I would just want to see if this fib level holds it. Let's see what its constituents are doing. I'm enjoying this. I am enjoying this. This
Yeah,
is what I would be doing anyway. So Apple took a beating already. Let's see. Double bottom. Move that. I think Apple gets a bounce. Yep, Apple's at the 200. So let me start to look at Natasha. You should pull your chart up or something because I don't have any of my trading apps on my phone. Old fashioned.
okay.
I don't trade like that. So I want to look at um if you're in the mentorship, I'm looking at bar chart to find a contract because Apple is making a hard bounce off of that 200 and they already took their beating last week. So
I
let
don't
me
have
see.
Apple app.
I'm actually going to include some weekly contracts. All right, let me get a closer look. Stochastic is right where I wanted to be on the 4 hour. What's this news?
What time look at Nvidia on?
Oh, are you sharing your screen? Hold on, let me
Not yet.
find you. I prefer to start somewhere higher. I am liking now the 4 hour hourly 15. I think we already got a
There we
good
go.
perspective of the super high time frames. But I like Apple from here. I
Mhm.
think that is some pretty significant bullish divergence. Um, and I think it could go and would go to my internet is moving really slow to 239. All right, let me try to find contract. We need to look at basically the whole Mag 7. Let me see. So do I want to chance a February contract? 240 February is 40-cent delta. Mhm. I'm pensive about jumping into anything right now. You said there's a significant economic report at 10.
At 10, yep, the ISM.
And tell us again what.
I don't really, my experience is it doesn't, scam likely, don't quit calling me. Um, sorry about that. Um, doesn't really, it's not one of those that I consider to be crucial for movement. Um, with the climate of today, though, it may be what the market is looking something, a reason to continue the bounce or to drop back down. But it's not one of the main ones that I look at for playing a call or a put. Um, it just wouldn't be where my mind goes. And I think in the future, we may see some more relevance on that just because of the tariffs and what have you, because those are definitely going to affect trade, manufacturing, manufacturing costs, and all of those things. But for right now, it's generally been a nothing burger.
Trying to looking at some energy stocks, keeping an eye on Apple. The internet is moving incredibly slow, and I'm afraid if I switch over, might disrupt the stream. So I'm looking at a 220.
What do you want to switch charts or?
You can share. I don't think you need my permission to share your screen. I think you could just hop on.
No, 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 no. I am sharing.
Are you? Oh, you in the she shed.
Yeah, yeah. I'm in the. I'm sharing, and I'm in the she shed.
Okay, I cannot. I see my screen still. Let me stop. Let me just stop my screen. That did not give me your screen for whatever reason.
I don't know. It says I'm sharing. Do we have anybody on who can confirm what they're seeing? Oh,
I have no idea.
what? Interesting.
Oh wait, there you go. I need to apparently show it. There we go.
Oh, okay. That's how you knew I was in the she shed. Okay.
I see you, but I did
Saying
not
nice
see
bounce.
the chart, and I'm having to get acclimated to this white screen. All my stuff is in dark mode. Um, Hold on one sec. I'll be right back.
All right.
Heat up my coffee.
So let's look at. Oop, don't. I'm still not convinced quite on Nvidia and more upward movement. I think it's getting ready to hit a wall. Um, but we shall see. The volumes are pretty good today, though, and so we've been in a lower volume environment. Friday didn't have the volumes I would have expected to see, so this is encouraging. Let's take a look. I know Leslie wanted to look at Apple. Now, why are we on the daily? Okay.
All right, I'm back.
You're back.
All right, so I think it was the 24th. Marjorie Taylor Greene bought a bunch of energy stocks. Oxy, huh? Look at Oxy on a 4 hour for me when you finish what you're doing with. I think it was
No,
Apple.
that's fine. We can look at Oxy now.
I
You
like
said on the
this. I'm
four
gonna
hour.
draw. Yup, and then you can draw your fib from the December 19th low up to the high, and we should be at the 886. I'm looking at my charts because I can't do. I've been in dark mode everywhere for so long that I can't.
You want December 19th to what?
Hi. It is December 19th to just the high at January
Okay.
13th. And yes, we bounced right off that 886. If you guys are not following what the politicians are investing in, you should definitely do that. Nancy Pelosi spent a good several $1 million trading in on December 31st, and I think there were some more trades after that that give some pretty significant insight into what you might want to be doing. You know what else I'm excited about? Our
What's
meetup.
that?
Our meetup. I'm excited. I got my fit
Absolutely.
and I want to meet. It seems like we got some decent interests and I want to meet some people in person.
That's always
Yeah.
nice.
Let me try to make this bigger and try to
It's
deal with
always
this white screen. Let's follow this path, right? Oxy, I'm gonna go see what else Marjorie VST is one that Nancy bought. SEG was another one, CEG. And if they're all doing this, then that would give us some insight into, and it made sense to me. I completely understood it because Trump is into fossil fuels. And so I think that they were, of course, aware of what was on the horizon. And I gotta remember to say something in the mastermind chat this morning, but hopefully they're watching the live. You know that the senators and reps know what he's doing, what he's thinking. And so they spent a lot. Let me go back to that screen. They spent a lot on fossil fuel stuff. Open another tab of bar chart. Mhm. So Pan W, we talked about these. Old Dominion was interesting, but Oxy, Next Era Energy. I actually had a contract for the chat, and I think I'm gonna take a look at the chart, and then I might drop that one. KMI, which I'm honestly not really that familiar with. Devon Energy, which we talked about this morning, was up. VST, What did Nancy do? Lots of UPS buys on January 8th, which is a little confusing. Lots of Tesla buys. I would say about $40,000 worth of Tesla buys. This is Marjorie Green. I don't know how good she is, but I know that these fossil fuel buys are on point. Um, oh wow, she's done more since I looked. I told y'all about Nancy.
Oh,
What you owing about?
no. What you were saying that she's bought more.
Yeah, so there
Because
are
we just talked about that like 3 or 4 days ago.
several people like Rohit Kahana, and I looked them up and see where they're from and what committees they're on, but I never remember them. So, really active traders are this guy Rohit Khanna, Marjorie Green, Rohit Khanna. I gotta see who he is because he's taking 319 trades. Um, Nancy Pelosi is low key. She's like, I got 8 trades, 6 buys, 2 sells. I know what I'm doing. And they're huge, huge trades. $750,000 buy on VST, 375,000 on Google, Amazon, and Nvidia. And these are deep in the money strikes. I think all of those are $50 strikes. And then she
Yes,
seems
they
to
were.
like Tim, which is one I like. Let me look. So I want to see. Did you find anything else in the energy stocks that they were buying?
No.
Oh, look at Seg. Look at Seg. I like
What's
this.
the
Okay.
what's the ticker?
CEG. C as in cat. E as in egg. G. I never learned that.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, those are. I think that those are going to be our
Oh,
winners. So let's look at a contract. And then INF. Check INF for me because I had an INF contract already. Oh, we're looking at monthlies. Okay. 330. That's nuts. Mm-mm. Oh man, they have a 330 on SEG. 330 for February. For $5 ish. $5 and last trade was $5.10. Um, obviously I'm not looking at the chart, so I don't know what the likelihood is. The 200 is at 310 on the hourly. Um, look at, we just bounced off the 200. I actually think that has some potential. Um, okay. 221, 340 is not bad. I might jump in that trade on a retrace on the 15. All right, let me write that down because I'll forget. Right now, it's at the 200. Nobody's looking at the chat. We need some type of moderator because it's going to be impossible for me to give commentary, manage my own accounts, of which right now I'm actively trading 4 of them, and look at the chat. So I'm gonna make a note that we need to figure that part out, or just not. But so SEG is at the 200 on the 30-minute chart. I want to see what it does there. On the 15, it closed the gap, but I'm definitely looking at that 340, February 21st on SEG on a retrace just for some quick money. VST, same. They listen. VST is the same chart. What did I say? Oxy. Oxy, not so much. Let's get back over here real quick. I'm gonna look at knee and Devin. Did you ever look at knee?
I have not. I would say
Are
though
you
we
doing
can see
Amazon?
your
You can see my
no,
chart?
I'm not. No, we can't.
Oh, because I thought you were showing yours. But let me.
You're talking about what's going on these charts, and they're not here.
What time frame is that you looking at? I was letting you rock.
Uh,
Um, I
oh,
like that though. If you, I like that because if you drop down to the four, we should be above those moving averages.
mm,
Not quite. All right, hold on. Let me.
mm-mm.
I'm gonna share because I can't. I'm a creature of habit and probably a lot more, and I just can't read your charts. Your stuff is the exact same as my stuff, but I just can't read your chart. Where is
You know what I think is messing you up is that your chart is dark.
that's a huge part of it. Um, bear with me. You know I'm technologically challenged. Where is the? Oh,
No, and I'm over here surfing news and things like that to see if anything is sticking out at me.
a window. I don't know what. So before it was quite simple to see where to share my because I don't use the browser version of TradingView. It's an app, and before it was easy to see the app to share, but now
So when I hit that share button here in Restream, then it gave me um some options. So it had the tabs and then the windows. So I found your trading view should be under window versus tabs.
and all it's showing me there is hold on, camera no. All it's showing me is the two. I'll figure it out. I'm gonna close this down. Put my FDA tracker thing over here. And I'm gonna close that other tab down. Alright, so it appears that closed. Okay. Whew. Giving me a real hard time. Alright, so um let's just go up to the four. So the four is saying what I wanted to be saying right now. However, make this bigger. You see we at the resistance at the moving averages. If I drop down to the hourly, we're at the 200, but the stochastic is strong. But on the, ooh, yeah, we just gotta let it deal with this. I think it'll retrace a little bit off of that. This might actually be our retrace. Seg, same deal. Let me get in that Seg contract real quick. So if you're watching, my Seg contract is a two, no, it's a 340, 221. I'm gonna let it ride on that. I don't know who's calling me, but we don't do that while the market's open.
Don't worry, they only want Kathleen anyway. So
I was gonna say it's probably for Kathleen anyway. Bye. It is 10 o'clock, so good time. And these are cheap contracts. Wait a minute. What's his name is. Oh no, hold on. They say this SEG contract, and a lot must have happened because they saying this SEG 240 call for February. Was I looking at SEG? Oh, it's a 340. Okay, I'm like, it's $60. Wait, hold on, what happened? So it's a 340. It is the last trade was $3.28, but the current ask is $4.30. I'm not feeling that spread. Let's see if we look at 330 is a little more acceptable. 335. Come back to the chart. Mm. All right, let's see something. This is more like where I want to be. Let me see what my trade. Damn it! And I closed the Google document that had my contract on it. Here we go. So it was an in phase $65 call. And there's your economic report. It just came in.
Hmm.
In phase, the economic report
Oh, I
that you
sent
were
that
talking
ages ago. Yeah, I posted that a while ago.
about. Super focused. So I'm going to do this possibly this in phase $65 221. Yeah, I like it. I like the retrace. I like where it is on the chart. February 21st, 65. That's not bad. The spread is nice. Give me that.
Now, what expiration are you taking?
I took 221 and I probably took it prematurely, but based on the chart, we should start printing green candles again right here. And so this will just give me some quick money. Let me look at the ATR is $3 a day, so I should get in the money. Said the spread was just unacceptable, disrespectful. VST. So VST is trying to give us a setup. Let me see if I redraw this fib. These are just some options. I'm gonna drop that trade in the chart in the chat in a minute. But hopefully some of them are able to be watching. So we bounced off the 50. Oh, tripping. You never draw a fib on a 15-minute chart unless I was like scalping.
Thank you, Rita.
So Rita, how
She's posting
the live?
she's posting the contracts as you
Oh,
post them,
thank you.
or as your.
Appreciate you, ma'am. So, mm, 4 hour. Oh, yes. I like that. I like that. I see what the hourly is doing. Yep, I like VST. Let's look at how the moving averages are set up. All right, so let me try to grab a VST real quick. And again, just based on looking at the 15-minute chart, we're waiting for Waiting for a retrace into the 2150. But this should be a nice setup. Hopefully, we can find a March contract that's reasonably priced for VST. 221. Oh, 165. Let me see if I can get a target. Easy one is just the next fib level. You know that a part of this, right, is, and I say it often, I'm lazy. Like, oh, let me see if I can get an easy target. Um, it just is what it is, I guess. Maybe I need to be more diligent and stuff. But an easy target is just 185. And so if I'm looking for a contract, I'll be looking for a contract between current price and 185. And the closest to the money I can get, the better. Um, Trying to see if there's an easy spot to draw a fib. I think we might get all the way back down to 158 or maybe 160 at the 21 moving average based on what I'm seeing on the 5. What else is over here? Typically, I'm like the most bloodthirsty trader where I'm always looking for puts. I love to trade puts. Um, but I don't know. I'm evolving, I guess. I think Baba's gonna make a go. To 106 easily. Let me be thorough.
Okay.
Let's be thorough. I'm hungry. Hmm. I'm gonna start over because I don't know where that fib came from. Start with a fresh chart. mm on a 4 hour. So yeah, yep. So I'm gonna take it at the money. I'm probably gonna take it at the money 221. Let me see. Based on the daily chart, we should go at least to 105. But if we get, oh, they report today. Let's see. Miss last February, November miss. Let's look at the seasonals real fast. And then I'm gonna hand you back the mic. But I want to show you guys something that I like to look at. And so everybody's familiar with what I use to find the contracts. And I have shown this a couple times. But for me it's insightful because I get to see what when they produce their best returns. And so it's a February report, which would mean they would be reporting on, I would assume, January, December, and November. January is usually a great month. When is their holiday? Their Chinese New Year. Isn't it going on right now?
Whose holiday?
China. I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, I just went and got my nails done. They have like three. Let me ask Google.
I'm trying to figure out what the basis is for these significant returns in January, but nonetheless, I want to put XSP on. We haven't looked at a single index. Damn. I just talked about this, and I'm not tooting my own horn, but I'm tooting my own horn. We just talked about this a Wednesday or two ago. Um, just said this is what I expected. This is some variation. This is completely new to me. Thank you to Arlissa for introducing me to XSP. I haven't looked at the contracts really on it, but I'm gonna add it to a watch list or two real quick. And I'm gonna get back over here to Baba.
So just so you know, right now what we see is your. It looks like a heat map. Yeah.
It's bar chart, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm just gonna look for a contract for myself because I have faith. Um, I don't know. I think that the whole political stuff with China right now is just a show, and that, like I said, based on the fact that these stocks have been declining since his first term, literally November of 2020, that it's just impossible for them to keep dropping. And so I think, do I want to take a February? You guys can see for yourselves. It's difficult. Let me get rid of these puts real quick. It's difficult for me to try to find something for everybody else's budget. And what happens is when I'm trying to find the alerts, instead of it becomes a like competing interest. And so instead of just saying, okay, this is what I'm grabbing and trading what I would typically trade, I'm trying to find something like, well, let me make sure it's the right price and that it's not. And so I'm just gonna let you guys look at the option chain and see what jumps out at you. And I will share with you what contract I'm gonna buy. I think I'm gonna get I don't know, Natasha. What would you do here? They report this evening, and I think the smart way, because this is a lottery trade, honestly. And so I think the smart thing to do based on that would be to get something out of the money for February. Um I think 110 is highly possible. First over right now, I'm gonna go with this 110, February 21st.
It's not
What
a
is
bad
the
strike. It's a reasonable move.
Yeah, I think it could get to 104, I think was the fib level very quickly. 24-cent delta is not bad. And so, if you want to take back over the screen share deal, um, I gotta go heat up my coffee and let me buy my contract before I forget.
Okay.
I'll be swearing I got a Bible
All
contract
right.
and
Let's try and make.
call February
So personally,
21st.
I am looking
What did I
at
say? I said one.
coin. Huh?
No, hold on one second. Cause I talk to myself. In case you didn't know, you probably knew that though. I talk myself through things. So, did you share your screen?
I
Yeah. Okay.
did.
Turning it on. I'm muting myself.
Okay, so um, I'm looking at coin here. This is the daily. It looks like it, if we can get back to the 289 level, I think 289 is, well, start here. 280, we're at the 382, which is where this 4 hour candle is. And just looking, if you bring it back down to the hourly, it doesn't look quite as promising, but coin has these wild moves. And when I'm looking at this last hourly candle right here, this big green, and the volume on that was ridiculous. Really, really good volume in terms of what it normally trades. It does have earnings coming up, and let me get you an earnings date. It's a thing I like to play, and I will be playing it. So, next week, February 13th. So, I'm going to expect some natural run up. I think that we could, in theory, see it get um, back to this 340 level, which you don't see here. You got to go back. I'm sorry, nah. Let's see. Look at the monthly. I mean, it's traded. It wicked up into 400, 428. Um, but I think 340 is quite reasonable. One thing I've never actually quite understood about the way that coin moves, it does have the ability to move round trip quite easily, 20, 30 points in a day. I've made a lot of money on it doing that, and you'll see those moves here on the daily. Um, but my logic here, and I don't know why, when Bitcoin trades down, it seems to follow suit, but I could never understand that because when Bitcoin is moving down, you have people who are paying the fees to Coinbase to try and sell and get out. And then when it's moving up, people are doing exactly the same thing. So I don't see that coin is affected because it's just an exchange. I don't see how they're affected by the wild movements in crypto outside of the fact that it's super beneficial for them in either direction. I
Might
think their
I
earnings are going to,
impart an opinion on that?
yeah,
I think
sure.
because a lot of it, and I don't know, give me your thoughts. A lot of it is based on the amount of crypto that they have to hold in order to be an exchange. And so there, when you think about it, their cash and cash equivalents would theoretically include a lot of all of these different cryptos. And so when they're up or down, it affects the value, market cap, whatever of the company.
True, but that's not where they make their money. They're making their money on fees.
I feel you. I feel you. But I had to, let me think about it a little bit more. But I do think that that is a part of it. I think that's a part of it. And I think that just in the mind of the retail investor, um, like I just did off the top of my head, we make that association.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But, and I guess that's just some of the logic. Like, coin is, I wonder how much money coin made today. Would be the question in my mind.
That's it. That's an
Like, is it,
interesting
and,
question. Let's
well, and just over the weekend while Bitcoin was dropping it like it was hot. And we seem to be trading here, um, kind of up and down, up and down, up and down. Um, but we're not seeing a whole bunch of movement.
UMC is still trying to do something. Go ahead. I'm gonna mute myself because you were doing your thing while I was in the kitchen.
No, that's just, that's my 2 cents and what it's all worth. But yeah, it's cash and cash equivalents is a good reason. I just don't see it as being the reason, if that makes sense. Like, and again, retail.
So let me go back, right? Yes, but if you think about it, it's the company's valuation. It's a huge part. So yes, revenue is important, but if your chief asset, that's like saying um if all of Amazon's inventory burnt up, it wouldn't impact, in my opinion, it wouldn't impact the share price. And so that's a weak example because insurance and all of that. But it's essentially their inventory. And so their inventory is worth a lot less. But on the flip side of that,
Fair enough.
when we looked at, I dropped some stuff in the chat last night about crypto, and that ish turned around right there. And so now Bitcoin on the
It
15th
surely did.
is approaching the 200 moving average again. But I think that we could probably get to the 200 on the hourly, which will put us back at 102. I'm still holding for my lower fib level, which is at 87, 87, 87.5. But I did hop in um, the crypto that I said I hopped in last night. Hopefully, you're still loading your crypto coffers. Sister is hungry.
Well, why didn't you get some food when you grabbed coffee?
Because then I would have been gone for much longer. Food to me is pancakes and bacon at this hour. So I'm thinking about ordering something.
Oh,
But I'm gonna talk real quick about some of the training stuffs that we have going on. No, Natasha, go ahead. Continue your analysis stuff. Did we look at any indexes at all? Um
no, but we can look at one right now.
Baba is going. Go ahead, Buki.
Hmm.
So I think Baba's gonna get to 104 definitely. I bought a few contracts, but I might want to buy a few more and just make this my sole trade for the day and get out before earnings, or at least get out of most of the contracts before earnings. February 21st,
Okay.
110, call. Ooh. All right.
Okay. This is an interesting daily candle. Look at where it's sitting.
Let me get back over there. So fib is drawn, yep, right on the 50. Let's look at the stochastic on some of the
Yeah.
lower time frames.
So I guess we'll drop to the 4 hour next.
And
Ooh, she purdy.
yeah, we probably going as divergence. Let's look at the hourly real quick, if you don't mind.
Not a problem.
Divergence a little bit. If you go from the 27th to now, got some divergence. But if we look at the 15, I think we got ourselves a trade. Mm-hmm. And you know I'm blind. What's that fib level? What's the 382, 59.85?
59, 85, 59. Yep.
That's a significant amount of range. And I think we do have a trade there. But you
Yep. And it looks like it's getting ready to happen right now.
exactly.
Oh, shit. It is happening right now. right now.
That's what I hate about
Right
Sky
now.
and Tesla is like if you'll be like, okay, I got a trade. By the time you execute the trade, the contract is up 10 or
Jesus.
20%.
Did you look at your Bitcoin? Wow. Yep. I wouldn't chase it right here.
Me either.
Jesus. Look at that candle.
Oh, see, look, it's going to hit my level. What's this on a 15-minute candle? Um,
Yep.
that's exactly what I don't like about these two things is Spy and Tesla. Is like if and you like, oh, I got a trade, and by the time you get to executing the trade, the contract has already hit the level. But I do think we'll close that cap today. All of the moving averages are there together. So worst case scenario, we'll get back up there to those moving averages and then turn around again. But that's a significant amount of range because that would be another $50 from basic $75 from where we are
I'm
now.
just wondering if there is news that goes along with this. Something happened.
Let's see. Who knows?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, 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 no. I think I found it. I think I found it.
Trump is such a wild card. He might be anywhere saying anything.
I don't think okay, okay, okay. That candle is absolutely saying something was said somewhere here. Live updates, Trump talk. Da, 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 da.
So Apple is killing its VR glasses. That makes sense. Um, I'm just not that kind of geek. Microsoft.
Mexican president is expected to announce her plan to respond to tariffs this morning. Let's see if that has anything to do with it.
I think our Mag 7 is trying to come back.
Mm-hmm. Shit. At this pace, we could go positive. I'm looking at,
I think Microsoft is at the
wow.
886. Let me see. Yep, Microsoft is dojing on the 886 on the daily chart. Um,
So just kind of like to my point about coin, and I completely just missed that trade because whatever is going on right this second, something happened. I can't tell you what. I'm desperately searching for it. But something just happened. It didn't just turn on a dime like that.
I think it's a lot about. So here's my impression: is that they just did that to hit. They timed it. They did that. It hit levels because there's no way that Microsoft went right to the 886 and then all of a sudden right now that it's at the 886 some news came out to make it bounce. um Anything's possible, but that just don't seem like the most likely scenario. And so I do think that they timed the announcements and the headlines and stuff with the levels. But let's look at Amazon. Let's look at Apple because Apple's the one that
Back
took a
to
hit.
what I was saying about coin, how it has these wild round trips. Look at that.
Can we see your chart? Can I oh please. Oh,
Yes, what you got now?
okay.
I can see it. But these wild round trips on coin. It's up 20 off its low. Just that quick.
Was I just looking at? Apple is doing the same thing. So Apple traded right about the 50% mark between my 7.9 and my 886. And now it is printing a huge green candle. As a matter of fact, I'm on the 15-minute chart. It has printed an engulfing candle. Um, and so let me just check back on. Oh, okay. Baba blew right through.
That's what you see. Oh,
Baba blew right
okay.
through the fib level, and so I'm probably done for the day. I could jump in Apple, but so this is the other thing. A cautionary, or just a caution, right? Is get in it, get your money, and get out, because and that is everything. Unless you're going to buy long dates, because who knows what they might say at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock.
That part. That exact part right there. But yeah, I mean it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. This would have been a good scalp level, but
I think after lunch we'll
I
probably
think
get some more opportunities if we've missed these.
absolutely. And
Tempest.
if these tariffs are indeed on pause, or something of that effect happens, I don't like the way this is trying to come back down so quickly. Um, but we can go right back to all-time highs just that quick. And who made a bunch of money in all of this?
Hmm. So
I say
Tim,
somebody always does
TEM,
something.
is one of those that uh what's her name? Kathy. Kathy. Good old Kathy. Kathy Wood. There you go. That's her name. Kathy Wood and uh damn, what's the lady I was just talking about? The Nancy
Marjorie
Pelosi.
Taylor Greene.
Nancy Pelosi
Oh,
seem to like a lot, and so I'm gonna position myself in Tim with something. Let's see, probably a January or a June. I guess you would call me a position trader at this point, because I do prefer, I'm gonna get my money. I'm gonna eat off Baba, and that may be the only thing I do today. Other than position myself in some more leaps. I feel like I've neglected the mastermind this morning. But I doubt that. I doubt, because they're working remotely and all of that stuff. I doubt that they're seeing this. But we'll figure that out. We're figuring out logistics. This is my first time ever doing this. Um, so we'll figure it out.
I like it. I like it. I'm so mad I missed my entry. I'll get another one though.
I cannot
Because
find.
next week's would have been perfect.
I'm looking at Tim, and we've been to the 886. I'm gonna try to do an 80 for June. Let me see if I can sort these by strike price and find that. Or, okay, I like the on Tim. We're at 58, a 70. No, I want to go out longer than that. I was gonna say a 75 for April, but I want to go out deeper than that. Want to be at least June, July.
Ooh, coin is getting ready to hit that rocket launch level.
It's coming back. It's retracing, you mean?
It's getting ready. What we got till we cross all the moving averages? About $9, $8, $9. It will have crossed all the moving averages.
I've never traded. I don't think I've ever traded coin. Some things just don't.
I like high volatility stuff
Mhm.
and the way that this thing makes its round trips. And I just sat here and said it. It's like, yeah, this thing can make a round trip all the way back. And it could go positive today,
I'm gonna go with an April
but it has so far.
75. Hold on one second. April 75 on Tim is not ideal. I wanted to be in like June or July, but it's taking too damn long to find that contract. So that's all I got on that. What I say, April 75. Um, it's, and you know, I
Mhm.
think when we first started, Natasha, I had my 4 or 5 faves, and they were like Boeing, Baba, Tesla, and SPX, and I want to say Apple. And so I just never really branched outside of those. So it's great to have your perspective because we will be looking at the same couple things if it were up to me.
I just like high volatility. How quickly and how much can it move, and how consistently does it do that? Like if you see this, like this goddamn coin, when it moves. And the catalyst, the fundamental aspect of that being that I know that we have earnings coming. Jesus, look at that 4 hour.
I can't even remember what the first trade was that I took. Um, but I just entered a 10.
Today, or
Yeah, this morning. It was some energy stock.
I'll tell you in a second because Rita put it in the post. So you did CEG and phase.
Okay. And so I just took a TEM April 17th, 75. And I'm going to actually drop that one. Da, da, da.
It had a nice little brown tick on
10.
it too.
I
Mm-hmm.
think, yeah, man, I think it was just, like I said, they've done that almost every week. They've done this same thing. I'm going to go to a chart and find it just to show you guys how every week we've gotten some huge news that dropped the stock market, in some cases 10%. I think this morning what I noticed was that it was more like a consistent 2% across the board. Uh, and then they come back. But typically, what happens with that is they take you out of the range of ever getting in the money on the contracts that you just bought. So, dropping a contract in the mastermind, which is only that 10 contract, guys. If you're watching, let me see if I can find the chat. Let me go to I'm gonna go to YouTube and see if I can see if folks are chatting.
Um, so Rita, to answer your question, the coin contracts are kind of high right now, because next week is earnings. I like it all the way out to, and I've been calling these, all the way out to 320. It said it's high for the day. I'd probably use, look and see what I like. Yeah, that's a pretty expensive contract, but the 320, I would wait until we get a little bit of retrace, but 320 should be a nice strike. If you want to, I will take closer dated contracts because that's just me. Damn, that 290. Whew. And it looks like you might be getting a little bit of retrace right now. If you want to go into the end of February, potentially March, or longer dated, you can go 340, 350. It would be interesting because Bitcoin is Bitcoin is going, but I would wait until, let me look at the chart, because I'm sharing it, but I'm not.
Who is President Zaddy? I'm so curious.
Zaddy, I don't know. I don't know who President Zaddy is. Um,
I wonder if so I got to do some studying and stuff cuz I wonder if we will be able to stream directly to the Discord with Restream. But
I don't know, but I feel like Discord has that function in there.
just to go live in there.
Mhm. Now, what you do with it after that, I don't even get me started to lying. Um, mm, yeah, I'd
So
be letting this
we're
cool down a little
getting,
bit.
they're getting the contracts on YouTube, but if you're not watching YouTube, you have not gotten any contracts for today. And so I need to, okay, Tim, I'm gonna put that in there for him. Uh,
It's a nice little retrace on. I don't think we're gonna get much deeper than this on coin. Like I said, I like next week's as you have volatility and movement. When you but your contract is for the earnings week, you don't lose value as fast. So they're a little bit they're more expensive, but a little bit easier to play. We're absolutely going to go through the roof if we go positive today. Let me see. Let's see if we can see this.
what is SEG doing?
Okay, you don't see that big ass wick on this candle on this chart. Mm.
Rita, what did
But the
you
Q's
take, if
had
anything? Ah,
oh, there it is. Nope, that's just a line. But I do feel like we can go see. There you go. Coin running like it's just trying to run like it stole something.
do you want me to find a coin contract? I hope I did enter in phase. I don't remember, but I hope I did.
You can. They're all super expensive because earnings is next week. Um, like I said, I like that 320, but that 320 is at present 765. It had a
It's
low of $4 today.
some ballers in the chat.
Mhm.
I said there's some ballers in the chat. I think that I want to
And if
focus
we go
more on,
positive, we will absolutely fucking fly.
we gotta watch our language for
Uh,
YouTube. Um,
I'm sorry.
it's okay. It's all
Pour
right.
them water.
You know, I let them fly. But I think we should focus. We should focus, and this goes back to what I said earlier about trying to trade 25 different wallets, 25 different budgets and pocketbooks. We should just put good trades out there, and those who can will. And you know, I call stuff for at every budget. But if I'm taking a $700 contract, then I'm gonna let you know that that's what I'm taking. Cause that's one of the things that kind of makes this more laborious for me is trying to think about everybody, how much money everybody got. Listen, um, it's too much brain work. But so far, let's see what SEG is
Let me look at something real quick. Do, do, do,
XSP.
do, 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 do. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Oh, okay. So I think that based on what I'm seeing, we should be happening either an XSP or an SPX for Wednesday. I'm gonna look at
What the?
XSP. XSP. I have to get used to saying that because like I said, that's a new it's a new ticker to me.
Where is it?
It's
Okay,
SPY Mini or
yeah.
something like that. SPX Mini.
They're probably ES minis.
So
No,
look, they
I do
have
not
a
like these Twillo.
they have a 630. Look at SPY or XSP or whatever you want to look at. But on XSP, they have a 630 call, 321 call. And if I'm not tripping, let me look these.
I want to see what this Twilio is looking like.
So these contracts are a
That's
lot different, but the Delta is different too. Okay, we out of the money. 6.
I'm right there. We very well. I could see us going positive, right back on the SPX. Um, and look at the way Nvidia turned around. It looks like we are going positive, and I like. Mm, mm, LRCX is positive. Mm, did you mute yourself, Leslie?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna take a SPY
Mhm.
trade real quick, but I'm gonna go with a weekly. weekly. I want to be at 410, 405.
Mm, on SPY?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
We
don't
just
know.
printed two
I don't
units.
hate the February 11th 602. I don't hate it.
February 11th, 602. Six. What am I looking at right now? Why did I say
I don't know. So it's like, oh,
something? I don't know. Something threw me off because
maybe.
I'm supposed to be looking at all calls, yet I'm looking at puts. Okay, here we go. Get it together, Leslie. 602. I like the March. Listen, they got a March 31st, and this is SPY, but they have a March 31st, 617. With a delta of 22 cent. I don't want to be, maybe I do want to be that far out. 617. Go to a higher time frame.
What happened here? I moved my fib, so we'll just remove it and draw it again back.
Mm-hmm. Let me see what the 615 and 610 look like.
Coin is going positive. It's going here.
Did we give a contract on that? Or because they know
Mm-hmm.
to wait. So I'm gonna wait for an entry on. Let me throw this in the chat. I'm gonna wait for an entry on the SPY March 21st, 615.
I actually like that. I think we get there um,
Fairly
long
quickly.
before March.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Um,
And it's funny because I'm trying to do this, but I haven't even bothered a bit more to go look at it. I just, in my mind, know that that is very realistic.
I'm going to
Why, why does my fib keep moving? Ah.
See, so some of the issues for me, right, with your chart are your stochastic is way too big. Like I would make that a lot smaller, and that's probably it because I think that your volume is like
Well, I
embedded in the
can't help
chart.
that you don't that you don't like my fib. I
As
mean my
long as you can, as
stochastic.
long as
All
you
right.
can see it, I just stuck in my ways.
Did you just call my chart ugly?
It's not that it's ugly. It is I just can't read it. Can't read it.
You just called my chart ugly. I'm not messing with you, Leslie.
I need a lot of chart room. So like my stochastic is tiny. My volume indicator probably most of the time is collapsed. And part of it is probably the fact that
There goes corn. I told you this bad boy ready to go
I would
plastic.
drop the fib from that long red wick at the top. Nope, I would go to the top. Go over to the left, 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 left.
Here,
Nope, the next wick, the next
I'm
red
on the
wick.
left.
That one, yup,
This
down to
one?
the low. And I bet you that's the
You
886.
talking about here?
Mm-hmm. That's a nice little head and shoulders at that low that you were just at. We bounced off the 886, or we were rejected, I should say, off the 886. Let me make this. Yeah, I can't do nothing with that chart. Because the colors, like the contrast is, um,
You know what? Later on today, I'm gonna fix it for you. Just cause
you don't
I'm
have
gonna
to
make it
fix
like
it for me.
watermelon,
Did I get in this?
watermelon pink and yellow or
See,
something
I'm playing
stupid.
around. I'm playing around and never got in my spy trade. What did I say? A spy? Spy. March 21st, 6:15. Come on now. March 21st, 6:15. Miss my damn entry. All right, market. That's it. I'm done. Finito. That's like four, maybe five good trades. We got about 10 more minutes on our commitment. And then I can just watch my trades and make my pancakes.
Yeah, I'm looking for a little bit of retrace.
On spy, right?
I had it. Ooh. I will get into. I'll probably. I like the see the SPXs are just ridiculously high. Mm, 60/50 is like one of those levels where it just bounces. 60 but 6100.
Total energy.
It's also a $28 call. I may actually hop into some SPXs. I might.
Um, let me update the dashboard and see if any interesting news has occurred. My back. What is rhombus? RMBUS, I think. Wait a minute. Yeah. RMBS. What the hell is it? Looking at the top gainers for the day. TSLL. Apparently, Tesla is taking a beating.
Uh, as well as should. I'm so confused at how they had such garbage earnings and then turned around. But remember, we also called that on Friday morning, um, with the PCE. Um, I,
I wanna let me.
I'm still trying to figure that one out. But I would venture to guess it seems like if you look at all the CEOs and executives that were at the inauguration, coincidentally, their stocks are doing okay.
Oh yeah, I
Coincidentally,
saw
yeah.
that image of 4 or 5 of them standing right up there together. Um,
Hmm.
I mean, that's I don't. I'm not even gonna get into it. I was about to talk about uh just the number of people that refuse to focus on what's important here. But anyway, um, that is one of the few images from that inauguration that are just etched in my mind is Bezos. Look at the chart though. Um, so we'll get to 399 today. Bezos, what's his name?
399 on what?
On Tesla. I'm showing my chart, I do believe. Bezos, Tesla, Zuckerberg's self.
Oh, yeah.
So I think Tesla will get at least to the 21. It may trade deeper up into this range. You can see what this is the hourly stochastic is saying that we're about to get a turn. That's some glaring bullish divergence. Yeah, I think we get to, and the 200 on the 15 is basically at the same price um as that's the 50 as the 50 on the hourly. So I think 399 is the Tesla target for the day. I am in enough trades that convinces me that my SPY will run. But if you want to enter Tesla, I think
I might. Nope, don't.
wait for this to resolve. Oklo is back in the game. I like that because I'm holding that from last week. Yes. Mm-hmm. Apply Carvana. This is all the stuff I called last week. Apply Carvana RXT is doing this thing. I want to check on AMD and XYZ. Mhm. The only thing that I would caution you on if you took that trade from last week and you haven't panicked already is just obviously we're going to close this gap. But when you get to the 21, like in this level, this zone between the 21 and the 50, which is also at the 50 stochastic level, just to make sure that you don't get a hard turn there. But XYZ, ooh, let me see if I'm in an XYZ trade somewhere. Matter of fact, I don't care. Let me just find the XYZ trade. And hopefully you guys can see why I said that. We had a bounce off of the 200 moving average. And so I would rank in order of importance the 886, the 79, and then probably the 200 moving average as the most significant. Gotta deal with that as the most significant support and resistance on a chart. Let me find the contract.
So I just, and I'll post it. I just took a coin 305 for next week, just with the intention of letting it run up right quick and taking profit. Since I see we're getting ready to bounce here, so It was an expensive contract, but we'll post it anyway.
So I'm liking the XYZ $100 March. I know that I'm certain that that puts us out beyond earnings. And if I were going to do February, I would do 90. I would do at the money. But I'm probably going to jump in the $100 March 21st XYZ. I have said it a couple times, but I like this so much more than getting up in the morning and doing that pre-market video because it was really redundant and it's kind of hard to gauge what the market is going to do at the open, particularly when you're making a video before 8:30 economic reports are coming out. So I really like this format. Um, so I'm going to watch XYZ, let this resolve. Because the stochastic is telling me that we're either going to consolidate here or we're going to come back into the 21, which is not even it's 80 cent worth of movement. Um, or maybe not. Maybe not. I think with the amount of time on the contract, and this is another one of my issues, is because I put time on my contract, I don't really sweat the minutia on the entries. Um, but I should be more conscious of the fact that some people are a little more conscious about drawdown and stuff like that. So I'll wait. I'll patiently wait to see how we resolve here. Maybe we'll trade probably back into here, possibly even a little deeper in this area. But I'm going to take either a 95 or 100 because 94 is first profit target for March. I don't have patience. Like, I'm going to take it. I'll let you guys know when you should take it, but I'm going to take it.
Well, it is funny because you were like, "Why did you take your A? Why are you closing your ANET? You have so much time." It's like, take profit when you see it.
That's true.
Take profit when you see it. And I'm glad I did because it gave me, oh, well, hell. This is another decent entry for ANET if you want to look at that real quick. My targets on that haven't changed. But now that I'm seeing it, I will re enter.
I'm going to look at it in a second. I'm getting into this XYZ contract. They report.
February 18th.
What I'll probably do because they report on the 20th is I'll get a February 21st and a March 21st. And I'll get the
I'm looking at just for cost because I did both the 221 and the March 21, so I'm rolling a little bit forward. I'm doing the 120 March 7th.
which is that? You talking about ANET?
Uh-huh.
Okay, wait a minute.
Again, fully have the expectation I'll be out long before.
Mm-hmm. If it's not a leap, I take my profit when I see it. Like I come into the market, as I said this morning, with the intention of let me make sure that I'm ready to get out of everything that I want to get out of.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's a leap, 6 months, 12 months. All right, and you said a net.
Mm-hmm.
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 The 4 hour is, I don't know, you probably can see my chart, I would think.
I can.
And what did you buy? You bought March. What you buy?
7th.
March 7th.
Mm-hmm. March 7th, 120.
And 110.
And remember, I started at the one, so I've already taken massive profits on 110 and 115.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely expect to get out of this in profit, but even if I lose on these couple of contracts I just bought, which I'm
I
not
don't
expecting
foresee
to.
that, but look at the fit.
No, I don't. But the point being is, this is really using profit. I'm playing with house money at this
Look at
juncture.
the fib. It's beautiful. So this is a 5 minute fib, but it came right to the 886, printed a huge candle followed by 4 or 5 more green candles. It hit this will be first, call that first. This is first profit target typically when you're coming off of this level. So it hit the second profit target, turned around on a dime. That is the power of Fibonacci. That is why I love Fibonacci trading. And there's a lot of other ways you can do it. Like you can get a little more complex and use some boxes. But
Boxy box?
no, not boxy box. I don't know what that is. Um,
Me
but
neither.
some other boxes, right? You could do that, or you just keep it simple. I like to keep it simple. And just use my nifty little fib. So I would draw.
If you didn't get your SPY entry, this might be a good opportunity for you, by the way.
I'm not even tripping on. That's kind of like, okay, well, what did SPY do in the time since I last looked at it? But I'm not tripping because I got basically an at the money March. And I think I put that contract in the chat. Yep. So, let me see. Let me see. Let me see. A net. I'm gonna actually look for at the money, in the money. Um,
For ANET?
hmm because we're sitting right at the on the 5 minute. We're sitting right at the 200, 221. Let me get my stuff situated here. Sitting right at the 200 moving average. Basically, I think it's $2 away. Um, let's see. I'm gonna do a 221 maybe. 115. Let's see. Oh, oh, that's a 110. So I want to exclude expiring after March 21st. The only thing I don't like about looking at bar charts, unusual option activity, is that um you can't filter your strike prices. And so looking at every strike price, let me just go to the option chain. Look at 221. Match.com is doing something.
You know what? Let me go look at that. Mm,
I'm gonna do a 214. Yeah, I'm gonna do a just real quick. Ay, 214, enter another order. And what was that? ANAP 214 120. Just get out. Vital open. They were
Match does look like it's
18.
situated pretty ideally.
Match.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'm gonna grab a few of these. All right, I'm done. I'm done. I'm traded out, and we're 10 minutes beyond our obligated time, so that's good.
We are.
That's
All right.
good.
Well, hopefully everyone enjoyed this. Hopefully it was useful. Um, yeah. And we'll try not to
It was
curse tomorrow.
useful to me. It was nice to be I don't mind the cursing. It's just for the purpose of YouTube. But it was useful to
Absolutely.
me to kind of to tag team the charts. Um, and so I look forward to tomorrow. But I'm gonna hang up and call you, young lady, so we can let me do some stuff before we go. I want to just do a quick tour around. A quick tour around. Let me get the right screen up. I want to say this. I feel the need to say this. Your membership in the Mighty Network, guys, is free. So even if you decide to in your paid membership in something, you don't have to leave the Mighty Network. Um, and then there may be some stuff like we have a free AI class, which I think the guys probably need to take more than the ladies. I was kind of surprised at how many ladies had not ever used ChatGPT. And so I would just imagine maybe because I'm a reverse chauvinist that there are probably more guys who have never used ChatGPT. And so that class is free. um, and we will be doing stuff like that. So again, even if you decide to discontinue your membership, do not necessarily leave the Mighty Network because there might be something over here of value for you at some point. And so, with that said, I just want to show you guys some of the things that are coming up. So, obviously, this is our uh, co-ed chat GPT / AI intro training with Tiffany Gerard is on Wednesday at 7. And then she takes about 45 minutes. So we'll roll right into some technical analysis training after that. Walt is actually going to pick up Tuesdays. So there will be free crypto training every Tuesday at 7 o'clock now. Um, for as long as he decides to continue doing that. Of course, our Wednesday training. There was something else. Walt's doing a credit. So he's turning collections into passive income using crypto. And so he's going to do that on February 25th. Capitalist. Okay, this is me and Natasha's live training. Even if you cannot make the live training, come on down to the meetup. Reach out to us for the details on the meetup location. Because we just don't want to have anybody and everybody showing up. This is what I wanted to. Now I'm interested in this because if I'm being completely honest, I never got really deeply into selling calls and puts, and there have been plenty of things that I've owned 1,000 shares on, and I just never, just lazy, I guess, never learned this stuff. And so Arlissa Pinkleton, Arlissa Bosick Pinkleton, specializes in this. She has the YouTube channel with like 12,000 followers. And so she is going to be teaching for us a class on, and it's a 4 week over. Let me see if I could just get right to that area. 4 weeks. Week 1 is the wheel strategy, selling puts and cover calls, credit spreads, SPX and XSP. That's where I got XSP from her actually. And then a zero DTE strategy for trading SPX in the power hour. And so that is a 4 week series that will begin on March 22nd. So if you guys are interested in that, get with me, because if you are not a member of the mentorship and you try to get in here, then it's going to charge you $297. But if you are in the mentorship and you're interested in participating in this, reach out to me. The other thing that I want to say, and I want to say it, let me look at her face while I'm saying it. Um, so I got Natasha on the hook for scheduling an Amazon class. So I'm putting her on blast in front of everybody. I don't want to tell your business, but I know that you have publicly told your business. And so if you so choose, I will let you talk about your progression and how well you do with your Amazon store. Um yeah.
Well, and there's some people on here who know me personally. I have an Amazon storefront as well as a Walmart storefront, and what started as me just mentoring my friends here and there became, somebody else is interested. So I've done a lot of one-on-one mentorship. I've kind of built it to a science. I did, I don't know, 315, 320, $320,000 in sales just on Amazon alone last year. And because I keep getting pegged to do a course, I'm going to do so. And my course is going to be a little bit different than the way that I learned, because I've made this extremely efficient. There were some people who took my money for a course and really taught me how to open a store and some of the very basics, not how to become profitable and how to remain consistently profitable. So I'm going to just be taking the Amazon training to the next level, how to get started very quickly, um, and how to really make an income. I was telling Leslie, and she got the opportunity to meet my best friend. She did 160, $170,000 in sales last year, with a diagnosis of stage 3 cancer treatment, and then kind of some other unfortunate things, all from one bedroom in her mama house and a job. So um, it's possible, and I also recognize that um, trading won't be for everyone. But as part of the mission here to create wealth in the community, that doesn't just necessarily mean that you have to be a trader to accumulate that. So it's just another tool in the arsenal to get you guys up and running and making some more money, another stream of income.
Absolutely. And I was around when that
Yeah.
first Amazon class took place, and I was like, I'm not, it was a lot of legwork. And you see where I am when I say I work from bed. I work from bed, and I'll get up and I'll go make some breakfast, and then I'll come back and get in bed again. So all of the leg work that they were doing, going from, I knew a couple people who would basically go from New Jersey to Philadelphia and kind of like work their way and meet in the middle, going to stores. And that's not my
Ministry.
desired lifestyle. And they were making good money, but I was like, I'm not doing that. And so I had the pleasure of spending some time with Natasha and seeing her. Y'all saw it earlier, the she shed. I call her Willy Wonka, because there's just so much candy out there. But seeing her life, and she's not going to 7 stores every day or 5 stores every day, and she's making, quite frankly, more money than those people were making. And I would come out in the morning, and her boxes of what she sold on Amazon would have been delivered from another store. So like, for example, CVS would deliver stuff, and then she would carry it in, or the husband would carry it into the she shed. She would put it in boxes and ship it off. That I can do for $360,000 a year. But how confident I really am in it is now my daughter is in the process since that experience of opening her Amazon store. And of course, I wouldn't put my children into anything laborious because I don't believe that we were born to work at all. And so I'm gonna lock Miss Natasha into a date here, probably when I call her. Um, but it's a wrap. We 20 minutes beyond our time. We did it. And so we will see you guys back here tomorrow. Appreciate you. Natasha, matter of fact, hang out because I can end this stream and then we can just talk here for a second.
Well, I'm going to the she shed.
All right, well, call my phone.
All right.
All right.
Bye.